Hi, on this audio, I want to walk you through on how we design and install downlights so that we end up with a high degree of customer satisfaction. And, this will help you understand how we go through our processes. So the first thing, of course, is understanding not only your needs, customer needs, but what's your objectives in terms of the lighting? I mean, are you looking for mood lighting? Do you want just bright rooms? Do you want task lighting? Do you want specific areas lit but not necessarily other areas lit? So we need to understand that, and we usually have a long discussion with our customers on that. Then we think about the layout of the lights, right? And I mean, if you imagine, I guess every room is a grid, then we would like to break up that room so that we're actually concentrating the light in those areas where you most want it. For example, in a bedroom, you may prefer to have a better lighting across the head of the bed, or at least towards the head of the bed. And in a hallway, you're not going to be quite so fast. You just want to make sure that it's brightly lit so that you're not bumping into things. Of course, other odd rooms sometimes require a bit of a challenging design. If you've got a room which is not with parallel walls, then it tends to take quite a lot more time to mark and drill and get those holes, those lights in positions where the customer is very happy with the solution. So, and then of course we need to choose the right downlight. Now, I don't mind if customers choose their downlights, but I will say to them that we choose downlights that are, if you like, trade certified. I mean, the lights that we have experience in installing, we know they're warranted, we know that they last a long time, we know they don't tend to fade away or change color over quite a long period of time. So, if you want to pick your own lights, you should know what you're picking, because once you choose them and supply them, you are responsible for the lights and any warranties hitherto. So then generally we'll go through the customer. We'll put a quote together, right? And we will usually do a draft, send it off to the client, and say, look, can you please check this and review it, and let us know if we've missed anything, because quite often, if you're going through a whole house, customers are not necessarily going in a logical order, A, B, C, D. They might say, oh yeah, we need 4 downlights here and we need a PowerPoint over there. So we generally take pictures to give us reminders of what we've discussed during the pre-quote phase. Anyway, then the customer gets back to us and says, yeah, that's fine, or, give us an adjustment. And then we need to then, obviously, once the quote is accepted, we need to not only arrange time, but arrange materials and the delivery. And we need to make sure that when we get there, we don't want to have them cleaning up a big mess afterwards, right? So we use specialized tools to cut holes that do not create a mess. If we know we're creating a mess or likely to create a mess, then we use some form of bag, some form of dust catcher, or even a sucker sometimes to suck dust that we know we're going to make. But because we use these tools, we get a very precise cut for the lights that we're installing. And the other thing is that if the customer's ceilings have insulation, then we make sure the lights are fit for purpose in that context. So once we're there, we mark the wall ceilings, and then we go to the client and say, "Are you happy with that?" Right? And if they say, "Oh, I'd like to do this," then we'll change it and we'll remark it, and then we ask them again if they're happy with it, or to make sure that we end up with the position that the client wants. And sometimes I might advise them against that. For example, if you've got a ceiling fan in the middle of the room and the lights are going to be too close to that ceiling fan, you will end up with this flicker as the blades pass, over the lights, and that's not a good thing. All right. So once we're all agreed with that, we install the lights now and we wire them. And at the end of it, there's always going to be some sort of hole, and even if that hole is the original light fixture that we've taken out of the middle of the room or something like that, we will always fill a hole ready for others to paint and decorate. We do not leave a place with holes all over the place. So, of course, then once we're done the job, we need to walk through with the client, make sure they're happy with the color tones that we've set them up for. Any maintenance or things that they need to do. Sometimes we'll just be telling them how to set the dimmers so that they have preset points and things like that if they have dimmers. So if you want to have a delightful experience with us, give us a call. A quote doesn't cost anything, and we're very happy to design your lighting for you at your home. Thank you.